In the simulation module of modern requirements, users can design mockups for an application. Once designed, these mockups are previewed to check how the system would behave after development. Let's start by creating a new mockup. While creating a mockup, the user can utilize these default templates that we provide with modern requirements. We also have some sample templates like the bug tracker form or the client consultation form. For now, we will select a web page template to create our mockup. Here we can name it Website Mockup. Once we have named it, we can hit Create. The website mockup will now be created. The users can now reposition it anywhere in this canvas. There are also some of the controls on the right-hand side that you can use to create your mockups. There are also some sample controls that the user can bring into the canvas. For now, we will ungroup this mockup. After ungrouping, the user can delete some of the components that were already part of the template. They can also bring new controls from the controls menu on the right. Let's bring in a text and align it. We will also bring in an image and a hyperlink into this view. The users can utilize these controls to create their mockup. They can also specify different actions to these individual components. Let's bring in a button as well. The users can add specific actions for the image. For instance, there is an action in the source for a URL to navigate to. For the button, they can add actions using the A button. Once we have all our components in the canvas, we can modify it. Let's change our label using the Style menu. We will name the label here Search Engine. From there, we can change the font and increase the font size so that it's easily viewable. Once we have made the changes to the font, we can resize the label. Now for the image, we have two types of settings. We can add a source or we can add specific actions to an image. If we go into the styling menu, we can see the source. We can also add images from the image library and perform a web search to bring our desired images into the mockup. Here, we will select image from the image library and the users would be able to resize this image. They can also add specific actions to it, but for now we are going to leave it as it is. So this will just be an image that is part of the mockup. For the hyperlink option, if we click on the sign on the left, we will get the navigation options to add a URL. Or, we can choose to open it in the same window, new tab, or in a pop-up. These settings can be applied from the Style menu as well. Here we can give it a name. We will call it www.google.com. From there, we can make changes to the font, increase its size, as well as apply other settings for the font. For the navigation, we will add the web address. For the open field, we will select pop-up from the drop-down. Users can also add notes to specific components. The notes will be available within the simulation module. For our button, if we click on this icon, we will get the action window. From there, we can go to our URL, show, or hide. If we select show, this will give us the ability to select different components that are part of the mockup. On clicking that button, it will display the selected component. Let's close this. The Actions option allows the user to see how different components interact with each other within this module. Here, I have gone ahead and completed my mockup. The users can change the theme of the mockup and the colors. They can also add specific controls from the control menu. Once we have completed the mockup, other users can always save it. This saves this mockup for the session. However, If we want our users to see the changes that we have made to this mockup, we can always go ahead and check in our changes. Now, this mockup is available for other users that are part of the project. When the mockup is in the checked-in state, other users of the project can make changes by clicking on the Edit option. Here they can modify this mockup and save it. They can also discard these changes. This will discard all the changes that were made after it was checked out. The users can also save this mockup as a template. We will name it Website Mockup Template. Once we have labeled the template, we can save it. Now this template would be available to the users when they are now creating a new mockup. The created template will comprise of all the components that were part of this mockup. Now the users can also save this mockup as a control. They can select a group and provide an icon by uploading a new icon from the library. Here, we can select any image. From there, we can give this control a name. We will call it New Web Control. Once we have added the name, we can hit OK. Now, if we go to the My Control section in the right panel, we can see a new web control has been added. This could be utilized by creating new mockups. The last option that we have under the Save drop-down is Save as Image. This option will save this mockup as an image. From there, the users can use it and attach it to any work item in the project. This brings us to the end of our video. Thank you for watching.